Welcome to Elevated Understanding. You've just smashed through a hidden test that would have broken most people, yet you didn't even realize you were being tested. Now, the ground shakes with the force of an unleashed blessing, waiting for your signal to pour into your life. If you're ready to claim this flood of favor, tap that like button, subscribe so you're never caught off guard again, and comment 77 to show the universe you stand open and unafraid. Chapter 1. The Silent Tribunal of Your Soul. Do you recall those moments of doubt, the quiet times where you wrestled with storms no one else seemed to notice, or the late-night questions that refused to let you sleep? Each of those periods was part of a bigger test. You hadn't recognized it. It was never about a single thunderous challenge. Instead, it was countless small decisions that formed the secret trial. You might have thought they were mundane choices, moral dilemmas, or personal crossroads, but collectively they amounted to a silent tribunal, scrutinizing whether you would wilt under pressure or ascend with unwavering will. People close to you, family, friends, or casual acquaintances, were likely oblivious to your internal battles, yet their words and actions shaped the background of your test. Some tried to push you into corners you didn't want to occupy. Others drew you into conflict or manipulated your sense of self. Each instance was a question: will you hold your ground, or will you fold your convictions for comfort? By refusing to surrender your integrity, you inched closer to passing the exam you didn't even know you were taking. At times you might have felt singled out, almost persecuted by circumstance. You wondered why mundane tasks turned into uphill struggles, why your best efforts seemed overshadowed by complications. But the hidden test isn't malicious. It's more like a cosmic weigh-in, verifying whether your spirit is sturdy enough to handle greater responsibilities and blessings. Each obstacle demanded humility, perseverance, and a measure of faith you didn't realize you had. Without fanfare or a congratulatory parade, you inched forward, forging your own quiet resilience. Eventually, illusions you once clung to started to peel away. You saw beyond superficial masks, both in yourself and in others. The watchers might have pegged you as naive, but you recognized their cynicism for what it was, their own fear disguised as practical caution. Meanwhile, your own fear began trembling under the pressure of your new self-awareness. Bit by bit, you recognized that the real battlefield was in your mind, and once you tamed it, outward circumstances shifted. Then, practically without warning, you crossed the threshold. The universe, call it God, source, or destiny, took note. You had unknowingly fulfilled every requirement of this cosmic exam. But such success rarely comes with sirens or confetti. It arrives in subtle shifts, a sense of unexplainable peace, a growing spark in your chest that hints at something monumental forming just beyond your immediate perception. You might have felt lighter, almost as if some invisible burden was lifted. Only afterward do you realize you've been tested. The final sign is that your external environment begins to bend in your favor. New alliances pop up. Opportunities you once prayed for step forward with minimal prompting. And the watchers, who once measured your steps with skeptical eyes, observe your unexplainable progress in startled silence. You have proven yourself to forces beyond logic, your spirit tested and found worthy. Now, the stage is set for blessings to erupt in your life with unstoppable force. The silent tribunal of your soul has convened, delivered its verdict, and the outcome signals your unstoppable rise. Chapter 2. Unmasking the Obstacle That Wasn't. There's a jolt of surprise when you realize the greatest hurdle you faced wasn't a massive crisis or a monstrous opponent. It was your own mind. The watchers around you might have seemed like the villains. Your finances, your family drama, your relationship struggles. These felt like epic conflicts. But in truth, each external challenge merely mirrored an internal battle against doubt, fear, and the illusions you've carried for years. When you dissect the so-called obstacles that threaten to derail you, you find they derive their power from your own insecurities. A person's betrayal hit so hard because part of you feared you deserved it. A job rejection stung deeply because a quiet voice insisted you'd never rise above a certain level. The Watchers exploited these cracks, sometimes unconsciously, echoing the illusions you kept inside. And so, the real test wasn't about defeating them, but about confronting the reflection of your lesser self that insisted you remain small. This is the path of the awakened soul, acknowledging that life's illusions feed on your own unhealed corners. Once you bravely looked inward, you noticed how illusions had grown from seeds planted by childhood trauma, social conditioning, or heartbreak. Maybe you once internalized that you couldn't trust your intuition, or that abundance was for others, not you. These beliefs formed a prison so skillfully camouflaged, you called it reality. But illusions can't hold up under rigorous scrutiny. The instant you challenge them, you see how fragile they truly are. However, illusions rarely collapse without resistance. The Watchers might have tried to reaffirm your limiting beliefs, not out of malice, but because your potential threatens their stagnant worldview. People comfortable in their own illusions often recoil from those who disrupt the status quo. Each time you peeled back a layer of self-deception, someone might have stepped in, urging you to remain realistic. Had you complied, your illusions would have stayed intact, preserving their comfort at the expense of your growth. Yet you pressed on, forging deeper self-awareness. The universe took note, orchestrating chances for you to prove your evolving mindset. Seemingly random events tested whether you'd revert to old patterns or stand firm in your new convictions. Some Watchers, shocked at your transformation, retreated. Others awakened in admiration they had never shown before. But the final test played out in your solitary moments, when only you, your conscience and your soul were locked in silent confrontation. There, illusions waged their last stand. You triumphed the moment you refused to buy into your old narrative of unworthiness. The so-called obstacles that once loomed, their substance evaporated before your eyes, revealing them as illusions rooted in fear. The Watchers had to concede that your unstoppable stride forward was no fluke. Indeed, you overcame an obstacle that never truly existed outside of your mind. Freed from it, you stand in open territory, prepared to greet the blessings that now rush in to fill the space once occupied by illusions. This revelation is potent enough to recast your entire worldview. A burden slides off your shoulders. You see that the Watchers' power was never absolute. They manipulated illusions you inadvertently granted them, but illusions, once unmasked, lose their hold. Now, with the greatest obstacle dissolved, the realm of your possibilities expands in a blaze of clarity. Chapter 3. The universe's secret plot to propel you. The Watchers might claim life is random, a cluster of coincidences with no deeper plan, but you sense a different story. Behind every twist and turn, there was an unseen hand guiding you towards self-realization. You can almost hear the universe chuckling, proud that you kept pushing forward while oblivious to the final exam you were sitting. It arranged precise encounters, orchestrated accidents, and timed every adversity so that upon reflection, you'd see how perfectly everything fit together. Look back at the chain of events. Maybe you stumbled upon a mentor right when you nearly gave up, or maybe you faced a heartbreak that forced you to question your worth, only to discover hidden aspects of your strength. At times you cursed your misfortunes, convinced the universe was punishing you. Yet, each perceived setback was a puzzle piece and a cosmic strategy to refine your spirit. The Watchers, often disbelieving, tried to reduce such serendipity to luck or random chance. But you, chosen one, know that these patterns aren't accidents. Indeed, the universe invests heavily in souls willing to carry more light. Since illusions keep most people bound, those who muster the courage to break illusions become vessels of expansion. The final exam tested if your vessel could handle the pressure. Each heartbreak or betrayal was the universe turning up the heat, checking for cracks. Each time you persisted without succumbing to bitterness, you proved your capacity to hold greater blessings. And with the illusions crumbling, your vessel stands poised for an outpouring of wealth, love, or influence. Here's the part that might challenge your logic. The universe rarely reveals the full scope of its plan in advance. It thrives on your incremental leaps of faith, your willingness to march into the unknown. That's why you only realize you were in an exam after you'd passed it. Had you known from the start, your mind might have tried to hack the process or rush the outcome. By keeping you unaware, the universe guaranteed authenticity in your growth. The watchers, for their part, likely believed you were wandering in confusion, but your soul recognized the subtle clues guiding each step. This cosmic plot extends beyond personal victory. Think about how your new clarity influences those around you. By stepping beyond illusions, you become a node of awakened possibility in a network still grappling with old beliefs. The watchers observe your breakthroughs in awe, gleaning that something bigger than rational hustle drives your success. They might not admit it, but some are quietly inspired, rethinking the illusions they themselves hold dear. Thus, your alignment sets off ripples, making the universe's entire tapestry brighter. So yes, the universe shaped events with uncanny precision, forging you into who you needed to be. The watchers can call it coincidence, but you know it's cosmic conspiracy. With illusions shattered and your spirit brimming with new capacity, you're ready to step fully into the blessings arranged for you since your soul first dreamed of this life. The script you followed, unaware of its deeper meaning, now stands revealed as a masterpiece of divine orchestration, written to elevate you beyond every hidden boundary. Chapter 4. The Eruption of Lavished Blessings. At first, they seep in quietly. A friend unexpectedly repays a forgotten debt, or a random opportunity arises that seems tailor-made to your passions. But don't be fooled by the gentle onset. These blessings gather momentum like an avalanche. In the blink of an eye, your life can erupt into a cascade of gifts. The watchers, once entrenched in skepticism, find themselves speechless at the wave of good fortune that sweeps over you. They label it luck or timing, failing to comprehend the spiritual crucible that refined your capacity to receive such abundance. Sudden windfalls or relationships that thrive might stun you as well. After living under illusions for so long, it's easy to doubt that such positivity can last. Yet you sense a new gravity of possibility. The illusions that once told you not to expect too much, to stay modest, or to keep your head down no longer hold sway. Freed from them, your field of attraction magnifies. You become a magnet for resources, alliances, and synchronicities that align with your highest calling. And with each blessing, your faith intensifies, fueling an even greater influx. But blessings aren't just about possessions or finances. They arrive in intangible forms too, an inner peace that no external chaos can rattle, a sense of direction sharper than ever, or an expanded circle of kindred spirits who see your worth. It's as though the final exam validated your readiness for deeper connections, both human and cosmic. This synergy not only enriches your personal life, but also sets you on a trajectory to uplift others, offering them glimpses of a realm beyond limitations. Still, remember that blessings can test character as much as adversity. With lavish gifts flowing in, the temptation to become complacent or arrogant lurks. The watchers might poke at you, searching for signs of Ado. They might even hope that you'll forget the discipline that guides you here, that you'll let illusions creep back, disguised as pride. This is your chance to ground yourself in humility. Yes, you overcame illusions, but you're also aware that cosmic forces aided your journey. Without them, you couldn't have soared beyond the final exam you never saw coming. So greet each new day in gratitude, mindful of the bigger plan. Affirm that these blessings aren't meant to be hoarded or flaunted. They are tools for amplifying your purpose. Use your new resources, be they financial, relational, or spiritual, to forge an impact. Let your story encourage others still locked in illusions. This charitable spirit ensures the blessings remain a flow rather than a stagnant pool, inviting even more expansion. In the whirlwind of receiving, do not lose the warrior's edge. Keep testing new frontiers, remembering that illusions can reappear in subtler forms. By diligently checking your intention, you maintain harmony with the cosmic surge that has crowned your triumph. There's no longer any doubt about your readiness. You passed the final exam. Now the universe acknowledges you as a chosen vessel for unstoppable grace. The watchers stand in awe, and you humbly, yet boldly, move forward in a wave of blessings that no cynic can deny. Chapter 5. Anchoring humility amid expanding horizons. With abundance flooding your life, you'd expect a breathless excitement in everything you do. But ironically, true fulfillment also calls for humility. Each day, you witness your horizons expanding. Surprising doors open, influential figures gravitate to your orbit, and an undercurrent of grace underscores your undertakings. Yet, here lies the irony. The watchers who once questioned your potential may now clamor for your attention, and new illusions could arise, ones that flatter your ego rather than insult it. Anchoring humility isn't about belittling yourself or refusing to acknowledge your progress. It's about recognizing that while you did the work, cosmic forces aligned in your favor. Without that synergy, even your best efforts might have floundered. This perspective grounds you. You acknowledge your own grit and brilliance, while bowing in gratitude to the universe that ushered in perfect synchronicities at key intervals. Besides, humility also helps you navigate the watcher's shifting dynamics. Some might seek to benefit from your blessings without contributing anything meaningful. They once observed skeptically, but now sense an advantage in aligning with your success. Humility allows you to remain discerning. Rather than lashing out in distress, you can politely keep such opportunists at arm's length without sliding into resentment or paranoia. Your humility says, "I stand here by cosmic grace and earn growth not by stepping on others. I will protect this space accordingly." In the face of new illusions, humility forms a protective shield. An illusion of omnipotence could trick you into complacency, as though you'll thrive no matter how you act. But illusions are illusions, no matter how flattering. By staying humble, you remember your path remains one of continuous engagement. Each day demands attentiveness, ensuring your vision remains aligned with universal values rather than personal vanity. The watchers might even attempt to stoke your ego, hoping you'll overextend yourself. Instead, humility keeps your feet on the ground while letting your spirit soar. Reflect, too, on your potential impact. With illusions gone, your vantage point broadens. You can see how your success might provide glimpses of possibility to those still trapped in illusions of limitation. In sharing your experiences humbly, you invite them to see that their cosmic exam can be passed without even realizing it, if they hold steadfast to their spirit's truth. This turns your success into a guiding light rather than a private trophy. The watchers may interpret that as showmanship, but authenticity never cowers or brags. It simply stands revealed. Finally, humility ensures your blessings remain a wellspring, not a one-time windfall. By honoring the laws that brought you here, you remain open to further expansions. The watchers who watch might cynically wait for your downfall, but your humility counters every trap. Each success rests on gratitude and service, forging a steady cycle of give and receive. Freed from illusions, you anchor yourself in the reality that all achievements are ephemeral glimpses of an evolving story. Humility keeps that story fluid, allowing your newly unveiled destiny to unfold without the shackles of hubris. Chapter 6. Rallying the Vision for the Next Frontier. Now that the final exam has hurled you into a realm of abundant blessings, you may wonder, where to from here? That question can inspire or intimidate. After all, breaking through illusions demanded grit and faith. And though you've triumphed, life continues forward. Rather than cling to your current peak, you sense a pull toward higher summits. This is the moment to form a fresh vision, one that transcends your personal sphere and embodies the unstoppable spirit you awakened with new abundance in hand. It's tempting to settle into comfort. The watchers might applaud this, promoting illusions that you've reached your apex, that you don't need more. But you're not one to stagnate. Your soul revels in forward motion. Let your mind wander toward bold frontiers, global impact, philanthropic work, or a groundbreaking creation that redefines your field. The watchers may scoff at the overreach, but deep down, you know your capacity surpasses any limits they set. Fold the lessons of your final exam into this new vision. You unearthed resilience in chaos, empathy in heartbreak, and cunning in adversity. These are foundations for the feats ahead. If your exam was emotional, you might now channel that depth into a cause that resonates. If finances tested your perseverance, perhaps you'll deploy your newfound resources for a wider mission, launching a visionary business or championing an initiative aligned with your evolved ethos. Crystallize this vision in tangible form. Write it, declare it, let it shape your meditations. The watchers, seeing you dream big so soon, might question your motives. Yet for you, this isn't mindless ambition. It's the same cosmic current you tapped into when illusions crumbled. Each expansion serves a higher narrative. Yes, you're still the main character, but your story intersects with countless others, creating a mosaic of collective growth. Along the path, you may encounter new mentors or allies. They might appear unexpectedly, offering wisdom that belies external impressions. Trust your intuition to guide you. Their perspectives and tools will merge with your unstoppable synergy, benefiting all involved. Be sure, too, to remain sincere. The watchers will label your drive as arrogant if it lacks a solid foundation. Balance your resources, insights, and connections with the humility that anchors your spirit. That balance generates authentic momentum, not a fleeting vanity project. With each new dawn, remember, you're crafting a legacy. The illusions you once shattered cannot thrive here, outshone by your clarity and unstoppable resolve. As you rally this vision for unexplored horizons, you weave your purpose into destiny's tapestry, fueling both your own ascent and the awakening of those you inspire. Chapter 7. Standing Victorious. In the aftermath of triumph, the watchers have run out of vantage points to challenge your transformation. They witnessed you conquering illusions, passing a hidden test, and flourishing in ways they can't comprehend. They may claim they expected your success, or remain in disbelieving silence, but their views no longer sway you. You stand victorious, not from outdoing them, but from outgrowing every self-imposed barrier that once held you back. In the calm following such triumph, you reflect on the internal battles you fought, nights of silent struggle and days of unyielding perseverance. You realize how profoundly different you are. Where "I can't" once echoed, your new reality provides living proof. I can. Hope replaces cynicism. Where self-doubt reigned, a steady knowledge now declares, I am enough, and I always have been. This victory doesn't tempt you to complacency. True warriors after victory keep their armor close. Likewise, you remain spiritually vigilant. Illusions can return in new disguises, but from your elevated vantage point, you recognize and disarm them before they sink roots into your mind. The watchers, some perhaps resentful, wait for you to stumble, hoping to prove your success was luck. Yet your equilibrium endures, unshaken by their undercurrents. Part of your new chapter is to internalize your hard-won lessons. Write them down, speak them aloud, or weave them into your art. Each insight you articulate fortifies your transformation against relapse. Others will sense your unyielding drive and calm focus, drawn to learn how you harnessed cosmic synergy to pass a test they never realized you took. Another hallmark of your victory is a deeper flow with universal energies. Doors open at a pace that still amazes you. Opportunities greet you halfway, no longer requiring the same grueling battles. You still put forth effort, but it resonates with an underlying rhythm. You're no longer laboring uphill alone. The universe seems to endorse your authenticity, accelerating your momentum. The watchers might dismiss it as luck, but you sense a silent handshake between you and a force greater than your old illusions. Standing triumphant, you're unrecognizable to those who once knew your timid side. The final exam is done. Quietly, yet with unbreakable resolve, abundance flows, not just as a reward, but as the natural result of your expanded capacity to carry light. And you glance toward the next horizon, knowing each day brings a new unveiling. This awareness fuels you, a dynamic blend of humility and power that baffles the watchers. You, unstoppable and awakened, are forging realities once deemed impossible.